Hello guys, welcome again to my channel. Today in this video, I'm gonna show you the step-by-step process of how to create or add new user account in your administrator inside of your Windows Server 2012. So first, we go to our Windows Server. So here, so let's open our Server Manager. So guys, so if you are going to manage a server, there's three things that we need to configure first inside of our server manager, which is the first DNS, DHCP. DNS is for the DNS server, DHCP for the dynamic IP address, that dynamic host IP address. And the last one is that we're gonna do right now is just click manage, add roles, and find the active domain or active directory domain services. So before we begin, just click next, installation process, installation type role base, click next, then select server pool and our server. Next, and just check the active directory domain and services. So here you can see are all the features that we're going to install inside of our server manager. So just add features and then click next. The features, just leave it to default. And here's the things to note, or the message from our before to install our active directory. Things to note to help ensure that user can still act on the next network. In the case of server outage, install a minimum of 2 domain controllers for a domain. Active directory domain service requires a DNS server. That's what we installed already. Server to install on the network. If you do not have the DNS server installed, you will be prompted to install DNS server. Prompted to install a DNS server role in this machine. Installing Active Directory will install DFS namespace, DFS replication, and file replication services, which are required by Active Domain Directory services. So after that, once you're already ready, you can proceed to next. Then confirmation, just click this one. If a restart required, this server will restart automatically without additional notification. Do you want to allow? Yes. So it means if the restarting our server is required, then it will automatically restart. So then after that, you can see here we can review all the features that we're going to install, and then click install. And now we're going to wait until the install progress or installation process will be finished. So after that, we're going to start, and I'm going to show you how to create or add new user account inside of your administrator server in your Windows Server 2012. So let's wait there.
A few moments later.
So okay guys, we're already done installing our Active Domain Directory services, Active Directory Domain services. So now what we're gonna do here is to promote this server to a domain controller. So just click this one. So once you click it, it will automatically direct you to the Active Directory service configuration. So here what we're gonna do is we're going to add new for us for our domain. So root domain. So let's say our root domain is the ID mstr.com. So here guys, you can put any name or any root name as long as if you have a domain, you can put it here. But if you don't have, you can put anything else. You can also make it into .com, or any kind of extension domain that you want, as long as it has a root domain, because that will be the root domain of our server. So click next to proceed. So as you can see, guys, this doesn't it kasi guys, hindi siya required to have a existing domain. Actually, you can put anything you want as long as there's that will be your root domain name. So here what we're gonna do is we're going to input our password, so that password for that our domain. Password. Always remember that, guys, that your password must be composed of capital and small letters with numbers and special characters, so that your server can accept the password. If your password is all small letters or all capital or all numbers, it will going to ask you to input and try again another password that composed of capital, small, and at least it should be 8. It could be 8 letters or more than. So let's click next. So specify the delegation just cannot be created because of the requirement zones cannot be found. Just leave it. Don't just ignore that one. So next, domain name. So our root domain name is itmstr.com. So here we can also put the full name of your domain if you want, as long as it cannot exceed more than 45 letters, because 45 letters is the maximum letters that the domain name can accept. But if you don't want to have a long name, you can just put same as what your domain name, or just make it simple, or just put the initials. So I will go into leave it as the itmstr. Then click next. So here they specify the location of our Active Directory domain database, log files, and system volume. So here it just leave it by default and just click next. So here we can going to review our selections. So here are what we're going to ask to do or to install, or what we want to happen in our Active Directory domain. So after you read that, you can proceed next. So here, all prerequisite checks passed successfully. Click install to begin installation. But here you can also see this. These are some of the signs and warnings, so that you can, but don't mind them. So let's just proceed. Let's go with install. So it's if you click install, the server automatically reboots at the end of the promotion operation. So what does it mean? So after the installation, it will automatically, our server will be restarted, and then after that we can proceed to our creation of new user account. So just click install and wait the process to be finished, and then restart our server, and we can proceed already to our next steps.
A few moments later.
Okay, guys, we're already done. Our server is already rebooted. So let's we have so let's log in. So here, as you can see, guys, our administrator domain was already changed from administrator or administrator alone. It became the ITM STR administrator, which are our root domain name. So what we're gonna put here is the password that we put during our installation or configuration. So in order to log in our server, we need to use that password. We need to log on this. So here we're already inside of our server, right, as the ITMSTR administrator. So now next what we're gonna do is we're going to proceed for creating or adding new user accounts inside of our server as the administrator. So here, so this is what will happen after you configure or after we install the additional features in our inside of our server manager, which is the Active Directory domain services. So here, if we're going to click our ADDS in the left corner, we can do anything here. But what we're gonna do in order to configure or to add, to create, we need to open our Active Directory by here. So just click the tools and then click the Active Directory users and computers, because what we're going to do is we're going to create or add new user account in our server manager, in our servers. So here we're already here with in our Active Directory users and computers. So here, as you can see, there's already our root domain name, which is the itmstr.com, and inside there's built-in computers, domain controllers, foreign security principles, managed service account, and users. So what we're going to do is to open the users, and here you can see, guys, that there's a lot of we only have two users here, which is the administrator, that is us, the server administrator, and the guest, which is the guest of our to our system. And next is how we can add to create new. What we're gonna do is just go click the users and then right click and just go with the new and new user. So here we're going to fill up this new object user to create a new account inside of our directory or server. So just put first name, let's say his name is Tess. We don't have an initial, last name will be Tess user. So his full name is Tess user. So what we're gonna do here is we're going to create his username. So what is the style username? Let's say Tess user 101. So now his username is Tess user 101. So let's proceed to the next. Just click next, and then here we're going to input his temporary password for administrator. So here we're still required to make our password to have a strong security, so it must compose small and capital letters with numbers and special characters in order to proceed or to create the new user. But after this, our user can still change tasks once he log in. So you specify the password should be never expired. So you say no. Just click the yes. user must change password at next log on. So what will happen here is, if our user going to log on another PC and use this account, before we can proceed to the before he can proceed inside of his Windows, or to go with his interface, he need to change his password first before that. So after he changed the password, he can already proceed to his computer Windows interface. So here we have the, if we want to user cannot change password, so we can check that. If we want that this password will be the permanent password of that user, password never expires, because this user it has expiration also. So if this account only active for 3 months, so after 3 months this account will be automatically disabled or expired. So account is disabled. So if we want to create this account to be disabled, so even though after we created it and gave it to our user, what happened will be user cannot use this account because it's still disabled. But he can change the password, but he need to ask the administrator to activate his account so that he can use that account. So after that, just click next. So the review, full name test user, user login name is test user 101, and the user must change the password at next. That is our condition to him. So next, finish. So as you can see here, we already have one new user, which is the test user. You can also you can add as many as you want. You can add new user again if there's still you have another user that will connected to your server. So in order to check that if that user changing password upon next login is already working, so let's proceed to, let's try it. So let's sign out as administrator, and then let's try to open as another user using the account that we created. So other user, say test user 101, and the password given by the administrator. So as you can see, there's a message, the user's password must be changed before signing in. So let's click OK. So the system will going to ask the user to change, or asking for his new password. So the password will still contain capital, small letters with numbers, and special characters. So let's change it. Okay. So changing password. So your password has been changed. So that's all, guys. That is the process, or the step-by-step process on how to create or add new user accounts inside of your administrator server, or as the administrator of your server in your Windows Server 2012. So I hope you understand, and I hope you learned something in this video. So that will be all, and hope to see you again for my next video.